I can't believe what just happened in Star Wars: Skeleton Crew. The finale took an emotional turn that left fans shocked, moved, and cheering for one unlikely hero. Just when you thought you knew how this story would end, the series delivered one of the most satisfying twists in Star Wars history. Let's talk about how KB, a character who stayed in the shadows for much of the series, completely stole the spotlight and gave us a finale we'll never forget. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for this because this is the kind of story that stays with you long after the credits roll. The Skeleton Crew finale brought everything together. Yod, played by Jude Law, was on the verge of victory, the pirate attack on At Attin was reaching its peak, and the barrier protecting the colony was moments away from destruction. It was chaos, danger, and desperation all at once. The kids Vim, Fern, KB, and Neil were thrown into the fight of their lives. Each of them had their moment to shine, but what really caught everyone off guard was who stepped up in the most crucial moment. And that was KB. Let's rewind a bit. From the very beginning, Vim and Fern seemed like the obvious leads. They were adventurous, headstrong, and constantly clashing over leadership. Neil added charm and comic relief. But KB? She was the quiet one. The mysterious one. And yet, she was always intriguing. There was something about KB that made her stand out, even when the story wasn't focused on her. A big part of it was the mystery surrounding her cybernetic prosthetic. We finally got answers in Episode 6, Zero Friends Again, where she revealed the heartbreaking reason behind her disability. After surviving a crash, KB was left with limitations she didn't want to admit. Her fear? That her friends would see her struggle and treat her differently. This vulnerability made her one of the most relatable characters in the series. We've all felt the fear of being judged or misunderstood, haven't we? Despite her quiet nature, KB was determined. She didn't want pity. She wanted to prove her worth. And in the finale, she did more than that. She became the hero no one saw coming. When Yod had the upper hand and the pirates were closing in, it seemed like all hope was lost. Each of the kids played their part, but without KB, the fight would have been over before it started. She made a bold, dangerous choice, to get back on the Onyx Cinder and fly past the barrier to summon help. If you remember the stakes, this was a near impossible task. The barrier was lethal, and the pirates were waiting to strike. And yet, KB did it. She risked everything, not just for herself, but for her friends, for At Attin, for the Republic. For a heart-stopping moment, the show even made us believe she had sacrificed herself. The Onyx Cinder crashed after completing the mission, and we thought we'd lost KB for good. But thanks to SM-33's piloting skills, KB survived. And her actions? They turned the tide. The Republic arrived just in time to save At Attin and drive the pirates away. Letting KB save the day was the best choice Skeleton Crew could have made. It wasn't just unexpected, it was deeply meaningful. KB's journey wasn't about being the loudest or the most obvious hero. It was about quiet resilience, inner strength, and proving that anyone, no matter their circumstances, can make a difference. Her connection to Kaim, played by Alia Shokit, added even more weight to her hero moment. Kaim saw KB's potential and offered her aid earlier in the series. It was a full-circle moment that gave the finale an emotional depth few expected. And let's not ignore the suspense when the Onyx Cinder crashed. The show made it painfully plausible that KB could have been killed off, adding an edge to her heroics that kept us glued to the screen. KB's story arc is one of the most impactful I've seen in recent Star Wars projects. She's a person with disabilities, and her cybernetic prosthetic is a constant reminder of her struggles. But her disability doesn't define her. Instead, it's part of what makes her strong, resourceful, and inspiring. In Episode 6, when she confided in Vim about her crash and how it changed her, we saw a side of KB that's rare in media. Representation for people with disabilities often feels tokenized or forced. But KB? She's real. Her story is raw, honest, and empowering. Her heroism in the finale wasn't about ticking a box for diversity. It was the natural, earned conclusion of her journey. KB learned to stand up for herself, to trust her instincts, and to embrace her value. And in doing so, she saved everyone. What makes KB so special is how relatable she is. She's not the adventurous dreamer like Vim, the rebellious risk-taker like Fern, or the comedic sidekick like Neil. She's quiet, cautious, and layered. She struggles with self-doubt but never lets it define her. Her journey reminds us that strength doesn't always look the way we expect. Sometimes, it's quiet. Sometimes, it's in the choices we make when no one's looking. And sometimes, it's in risking everything for what matters most. The Skeleton Crew finale didn't just deliver an epic Star Wars moment, it gave us a story we can carry with us. KB's heroics remind us to look beyond the obvious and find strength in the unexpected. If this story moved you as much as it moved me, let's talk about it. What did you think of KB's journey? Did the finale surprise you? Drop a comment below, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe for more breakdowns like this, and share this video with your Star Wars loving friends. Together, let's keep celebrating stories that inspire and move us. May the Force be with you. Always.